So use it as an apron. It makes a great apron in case you want to cook with it. Let's do a quick review of the Goyard St. Louis tote. I'll try to talk about pros and cons, wear and tear, and what I like and what I don't like about this bag, okay? So if that's something you're interested in, please stick around for a little bit, okay? A little eye mask and a skin mask right now, so I thought now would be a good time while I wait to do a little quick review of this bag. This is the Goyard St. Louis tote. It's their most popular tote, basic, classic tote, big open tote. First pro is it is a great apron bag if you want to cook with it. I feel like this bag gets a lot of shit, and a lot of people don't like it, and whatever. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone's got entitled to their own opinion, and you know, you do you what you like, everything like that. A lot of people think this is like a grocery bag tote. A lot of people think this is like ugly and it looks plasticky. And you're entitled to your own opinion. I love this bag. Okay, I think it's a great bag. I think it's very practical and very easy to use. It's very lightweight. That's why it looks so. Maybe why it looks like a grocery bag tote and why it looks like it is because it's so lightweight. So. But that's also one of the beauties of it, because it's so lightweight, you can put a lot of shit in it and it still won't feel too heavy, whereas like a leather tote or even a heavier canvas tote will still feel quite heavy. So when it's new, it's super stiff and rigid, but as you use it, it gets very soft and squishy and lightweight. It's very malleable. Pros, in my opinion, it's lightweight, so it's malleable. So it's lightweight, so you can put a lot of stuff in it. It's not meant to carry too much, because it is a beach tote, but it is lightweight, so you can put stuff in it and still won't feel too heavy. It can take a lot of shapes, what I mean by malleable. Right now it's got an organizer in it to kind of keep this shape for the bottom, like that, and to keep the square shape. But if you take the organizer out, it's just one big tote, right? It's malleable, right? It'll take the form of whatever you put in it. If you've got a lot of stuff in it, it'll droop on the bottom, and that's kind of like that lax look of it. If you want, you can fold the sides in, kind of get a little trapezoidal look. You can wear it a bunch of different ways. You can fold the handles in if you wanted to, kind of make it into a little pouch or a pouch bag. You can roll it. You can literally roll it into like a little, you can pack it. Like it's just so great. Like, and then the trapezoidal thing I like to do, comme ça. So if you don't want it to be too open, so then it kind of just sits in your armpit. It's a little more secure, and it's like got this trapezoidal shape, which almost, sometimes when people think it's a different bag. You can fold it over like that, kind of do like that, have like a this clutch moment. Super hot. There's one big compartment, so you can just get stuff, put stuff in there, and it's reversible. So if you want to be a little more subtle, you can reverse it the other way, which this day and age, you know, sometimes you want to be a little more subtle. And I actually kind of like it this way a lot more, because it's not as flashy, it's not as goyardine, although this particular one is not as goyardine because you won't see it as much as common, because it's a limited edition color. But even if it wasn't like this, it's less flashy, right? Then it just looks like a basic bitch tote, right? With a little bit of structure and a little bit of detail that's kind of like still nice. And because the leather lining on this side does give it a little structure on the bottom, and then you kind of get this like little, you know, subtle flex, if you know, like peak of the goyardine on the inside, right? The side's real soft too. Great apron to protect. Canvas is very durable. Scuffs, everything like that, wipes off. Water, things like that wipe off. I did get ink on it. The ink did not come off. It was paint ink from like from the Gucci Balenciaga collab. Their shopping bags had like, this is not a Gucci bag, this is not whatever, and they were still wet when I bought them in New York, and they were still wet, and I was carrying them, walking on Madison Avenue with them with this bag, and they were rubbing up against it and left all these paint marks on it. The cons, it is flimsy, it won't stand by itself. Just one big thing. Other cons is this is not detachable, so this does not come off, and you can't, like with Louis Vuitton, you can take it off and have a little pochette, like the little pochette that comes with it. Take this off and use it as a little wallet by itself, but you cannot take the wristlet off, so you can't like have it like a little wristlet. This little string stays on. It gets wear on the corners very easily, and then it gets little holes in those corners. The straps, because it's paint, and people have had this problem. I have not yet had this problem, but I put twillies on usually to protect when it's really hot out, to protect, because it can get sticky because of the paint. So to protect it from getting sticky on me, and also from the paint melting onto me, which I've heard people have had happen, but it has not happened to me. So I put twillies on to protect it. Also, these straps, if you don't, you're supposed to keep them like this when you're storing it. because if you like this, eventually they'll start cracking here. So you want to kind of fold them in, but then you do get cracking on the handles and cracking on the air, and you get cracking on the corners. Like you can see the corner where I have a hole too somewhere. Okay, there's a hole somewhere that's not repairable. The corners are repairable. It's either like 225 or 250 or 275 to put leather on all four corners, but then it's like a leather thing, and I don't think you can reverse it after that, or it's a lot harder to. But it's a different, it'll have a different look then. It'll have like 4 leather corners, like a little round thing right here on each corner. And it takes time for them to do that. Also, you can replace the handles if they crack or break, but that's also $225. And because this is a, like I said, special color, it'll take longer and it's probably gonna be more expensive. But there, see, there's a cracking. See that cracking? It's on all 4 sides. Because it's not meant to carry too much. Like, I mean, I use it with my laptop and everything like that, but because it's not meant to carry much, you can't hold that much, right? There is pressure on this. I do like that it's a bigger gap here. This is the GM size. The PM is way too small. It'll barely fit. It's very tight. But this does fit a lot. Inside does get stained. I have a lot of stains on the inside. Easy, throw all your shit and get, carry bag. I think it's very underrated. I mean, I've used this every day. It's so nice, right? Like I said, it's very malleable. There's just something so nice and easy about it. You can just throw everything in. It's just great. I don't know. I think that's basically all my pros and cons. I might have more, but I can't think of any right now. If you have any questions, I can tell you answer them about. I think it's a really great bag. I think it's a really, 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 really underrated bag. I know everyone has it now, and it's kind of like some people hate the way it looks, but I think it's great, especially in this color. Okay, that's all I got. Bye.